Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time it's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out. Whenever you see me, don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
Thought that you should know I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out. Whenever you see me, don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
Good afternoon. Happy day before Thanksgiving. Is everybody busy? Oh, Lord. As soon as I get out of here, I've got to make a pumpkin cheesecake. That was a special request. I'm lucky. My in-laws always do Thanksgiving, so I don't have to cook. I do Christmas. Same menu every year. The number varies anywhere from, well, at a very minimum, about 12. I have had up to 18 for a full sit down prime rib dinner. Yeah, so I always enjoy Thanksgiving not having to make anything more than that damn cheesecake. And it's a fabulous recipe. It's really easy to do. So if anyone would like the recipe, I ripped it off from Paula Deen. Paula Deen's pumpkin cheesecake. It's really easy to make. And all it is 3 blocks of cream cheese, 1 can of pumpkin puree. I think, is it 8 ounces? 8 ounces of sour cream and sugar and vanilla. And, I don't put all those I hate nutmeg and allspice. Nope. I do use cinnamon. And the thing that takes, the most time is the crust, because I do a homemade graham cracker crust. That is also really simple. All it is pulverized, crushed graham cracker crumbs. I think it's 1 stick of butter melted, if memory serves me, and brown sugar. And there's nothing like a homemade graham cracker crust. It cannot compare with what's in the store. But I know for a lot of people, they don't have the time or the inclination to do homemade. I don't know, for me, I like to cook, baking especially. And I've already been to the store twice this morning. Last night I thought I ordered everything I was going to need for that pumpkin cheesecake. Well, yeah, I did, except for the cream cheese. Duh. I had it in the cart and then I got distracted and I ran into the pantry to make sure I, didn't need other things while I was at it. And I don't know, it didn't happen. So I went to pick my order up this morning and it was smooth sailing. I got the order, I got home and I said, God damn it. Where's the cheese? Where's the cream cheese? And of course, I open up the app and I'm like, oh yeah, dummy, that's totally your fault. So then I had to place a new order for, I think I did pick up for like an hour. And they have exactly 2 parking spaces for, online orders that you pick up. So I'm waiting because both spots are filled. Finally, the one lady, please don't be this person. Please don't be the person who, as you reach out, you get your order, the delivery person walks away, goes back into the store, but you continue to sit in your car and go through apparently everything that was in the bags that were given to her. Now I get it, checking your bags before you leave the store, but for God's sake, could you do it in one of the other 18,000 parking spaces, most of which were empty, that did not, have the pickup designation. I was like, lady, are you for real? And she saw me behind her with my turn signal on. There are so many people in the world that are like that. I like, there is no part of me that can understand that kind of mentality. I get anxiety if listen, when I go to the grocery store, when it says 10 items or less, I might cheat and go with 12. But I am never that person who, oh, and trust me, there's plenty of them, who will just put, 50 things on the cart and just stand there reading a magazine in the checkout line while all the other people are behind them going, yeah, apparently reading's not their strong suit. Yeah, world's full of people like that. I get anxiety if people are behind me and I didn't put the little stick, like, where my groceries stop. It's crazy how many people are so like just oblivious to the fact that everybody's just trying to get through this shit show. So I get there, she finally checks all of her order and pulls away, and I look down at my phone because when I pulled into the parking lot I hit arriving on the app, and I get in the parking space, and imagine my surprise when it says your order was picked up at whatever time it said. And I'm like, no, it was not. So I decide, okay, well, I'll just wait a minute. Now that I'm in the spot, I'll sit here and, give myself a pedicure while I just thought I'll give him a minute. Maybe she's on the way out the door and just went ahead and hit delivered. I don't know. But no, I waited a couple of minutes and no, that wasn't happening. So I had to call. Oh, and you got to go through the whole like phone tree, push this, push that, please hold. But the person I got on the phone was, very, very nice. And she said, okay, can you just hold on for 1 minute? Sure. And she hadn't even come back to take me off a hold when the lady walked out and handed me my order. I said, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yes, I did order another pint of what was on Lisa's favorite things yesterday, Noosa lemon gelato. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. Obsessed. So when my clothes don't fit anymore in about a week, you'll know why. It'll be because I'm up to my old tricks again, my bad habits. Because before my Fruity Pebbles obsession, now don't get it twisted, I've been obsessed with Fruity Pebbles my whole life. But before I made them, a staple in my diet, well, it was ice cream before that, gelato more specifically. And now that I've, met the Noosa lemon gelato, oh God, I could eat that. I can mow through a pint in one sitting, no problem. And the way I look at it is, well, if I don't eat anything else all day, well, who cares? I can mow through a pint of ice cream and it's still less than, I don't know how many calories you're supposed to eat a day, but I know it's more than that pint of gelato. So I'm going to say hi to all the kids in class, and then we're going to talk about an interesting, I took a field trip today. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I went someplace that, I don't ever go. What was that, Star Trek? To boldly go where no man has gone. Wasn't that from Star Trek? So stand by for that. So I hope you all, whatever your plans are for tomorrow, I truly, for everyone, even Betty, I hope that everyone has a great day with family, friends, whoever you spend the holiday with. And I know that for many people, the holidays, they're stressful, they're depressing. So I just hope that you know, even if you don't have family nearby, I understand sometimes like things get overwhelming and you just want to kind of like turn inward and hibernate. But, you know, if you have the choice, just even for a little bit of the day, you know, just go be with, or go do whatever your happy place is. Listen, there's people that being around other people is not their happy place. It's the opposite of a happy place for them. So whatever makes you happy, I hope you can get to do it tomorrow. That is that's my wish for everyone tomorrow. So, and then of course we've got the Shopaholics Super Bowl. Well, I mean, that's been going on. Y'all, you want to talk about anxiety? You know what gives me anxiety? This number. Hold on. Let me tell you what this number is. Oh, damn it. That's the wrong. Okay, wait. Got it. Sorry. Wrong one. Yeah, let's see what gives Lisa anxiety. And I'm lucky because it's not that much. Oh God, that's enough to give me that's enough to get me like apoplectic. That would be the number 2083. And what do you think the number 2083 represents? No, not how many pairs of shoes I have. I wish. No, that represents the number of emails in my inbox. Oh my God, y'all, I don't even know. Now, of course, that's multiple emails that all aggregate together. I do check my Crimes and Fashion Gmail account. I check that fairly regularly, like every couple days, if not daily. So a little bit of that number we can shave right off of there, but the bulk of that, it's just all kinds of offers and sales and coupon codes. Guess what? Guess what has already made its way from the People's Republic of China to Cincinnati, Ohio? If you said Lisa's Temu order, ding, ding, now there you go. Anybody else having Temu for Thanksgiving? Besides moi? Yes, I do believe if it's in Cincinnati now, today's Wednesday, obviously there's no delivery tomorrow, although nothing would surprise me, truly. The next day is, I think we're going to be doing an unboxing by Saturday at the latest, but I'm thinking Friday. I'm thinking it's going to be Friday. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to open it on Friday, but with that, I am like a little kid, so I'm very interested to see all my new treasures. Am I the only one who does shit like the following? There was a pair of shoes from Love Shack Fancy that I have wanted since they came out. They were a collaboration between Sophia Webster and Love Shack Fancy. Sophia Webster makes the heels with the butterfly wings. Well, they don't look like that, but I have been watching those since they came out at a price that, I mean, absurd. Just even for me. I mean, even I can't justify that. But guess what? They're on sale. And I thought, well, they're down, and they really were. They were down to like on both websites, Sophia Webster's and Love Shack Fancy. They were down to single digits in my size. and even a size that, am I the only one who does this? I'll make it work. I don't typically will, I don't know, too big and too small, both. I rarely ever wear a shoe that's too small. Occasion because I have a tiny foot. Occasionally, shoes run so different across brands that typically I'm a 5.5, but in some brands I can wear a 6.5 and make it work like Tim Gunn. So I pulled the trigger and I had a coupon code, and I even paid expedited shipping because it's kind of like, at this point, who cares? It wasn't. That's just how I look at it. I mean, it was stupid, but it was kind of like, well, does that cost really matter at this point? But here's the part that's so stupid about it. And I do this a lot. I've had them for at least 3 days. I haven't even opened the box. I don't know if it's because well, it won't be a letdown, that I know. Maybe that's because, like, oh, that's the end of the thrill. Because I actually wear, like, it's pretty rare that I buy clothes. Yes, lots of clothes that I don't wear, but shoes, it's rare that I would buy a pair and not wear them. So I guess I'm just waiting for just the right outfit. But but look, that damn Temu garbage, which I could have bought a shipping container full of Temu trash for. And those, I'm like a puppy dog sitting at the door waiting for the post office or whoever's delivering. I think it's DHL. But y'all, that order, I don't even think it's a week from China. Just like that rug from Turkey. I had it in 3 days. I think it was 3 days, maybe 5. It blows my mind how quickly we can move things around the world. Okay. Right now, I need to move my eyes on over to the attendants. Oh, that reminds me. Well, do I want to go there right now? No, but I will. Don't you worry. I got a little mini rant. Not about any of the usual suspects. I always say, bitch, don't lie about me. Do not lie about me. Say whatever you want about me. Don't lie about me. That's when you're going to get a response. Okay. And like I said, I'm not talking, it's not even a creator. Okay. Crazy nurse in house. How are you? Hi, running bear. Oh, I love that. That's so sweet. What a great idea. Yes. I love that. That is so sweet. Please, if you have a spare room, please invite someone. Oh God, see, that could make me cry. No, I'm not going to do that. But I love that. That's so sweet. True text, and I hope you have a very safe holiday as well. Hey, Mitt Mama. Girl, are you cooking up a storm? I bet you are. Hey, Emmy. Oh, you got the day off? That's awesome. Good for you. I'm glad. Oh, as y'all will notice, the banner is scrolling across the bottom of your screen should you care to contribute to Queen Bee's Legal Defense Fund. And it is, can y'all just confirm for me that it is in fact pinned? The PayPal link is pinned at the top. I did it before the intro ended, and I do believe I saw it, but I just want to make sure. Hi, Glory. Teresa, okay, Crime News in the house. How are you? Ooh, taco soup. That sounds awesome. I'm not runaway truth. I'm not a huge turkey fan myself. I like boar's head. The maple honey glazed turkey, but for sandwiches, and it's got to be sliced paper thin, almost shaved. But other than that, I'm just not a big turkey fan. But we have all my in-laws, it's all traditional, everything. Green bean casserole, turkey, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, there's something stuffing. It's funny because my sister-in-law, one of them makes two stuffings, and the cheap one is for me and my other sister-in-law. She makes a homemade one with the sausage, all of that. But my sister-in-law, my other one, we like stovetop. I would never bitch about it. My other sister-in-law, because it's her sister, she was like, "Oh God, can't you just give us some damn stovetop?" I said, "I'll second that." So now we have both. We have two kinds of stuffing. I know there's something I'm leaving out. There'll be a million desserts. What else? What am I leaving out? Homemade gravy, all the traditional trimmings. Have you guys ever watched one of those shows on like History Channel or maybe even the Cooking Channel, where they show you what the Pilgrims and the Indians actually ate, and there was no stovetop stuffing on that table. Stovetop stuffing instead of potatoes. I gotta admit, I do like stovetop stuffing. I rarely eat it, but I do like it. It's bread. What's not to like? Hey, SoFlo Mama. SoFlo, I think I might have sent her a message and said, "Girl, get your screenshot game on. Don't let me forget, because we're gonna talk about that right on out of the chute." Ooh, Bloody Marys. Ooh, gosh, isn't this day 2 of daytime drinking? God, your in-laws sound fun. Actually, mine are fun too. And they always give you the good shit. Like they don't ever keep, like, if you when they say, what would you like to drink? If you just say, "Oh, give me a vodka tonic," or I've got Belvedere, I've got Tito's, you never hear I've got, oh God, what is that one vodka? Oh, I can't remember. But it's been around forever and it's super cheap. Nothing wrong with a little daytime drinking. Hell, anybody who's ever gone on a cruise, I mean, that's the only thing there is to do on a cruise. Eat, drink, sleep, get a tan, be merry. I mean, it's what you do. When in Rome, baby, when in Rome. Hey, Becca, how are you? Oh, and SoFlo is giving out bail money to anyone who wants to come indulge. Hi, Beverly, how are you? Blank slate in the house. Oh, hi, Clancy. How are you? It's nice to see you. I hope you have a good Thanksgiving tomorrow. I haven't seen you lately. Hey, Ripples in Time. Ange Carter. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Heather B. Beachy. Hey, Beer Can. Cooking up a storm. Oh my God. I know when I do Christmas, I do as much of the prep work as I can. Hell, even up to days ahead of time. You can't do much that far ahead of time, but like, anything, the mise en place, which is just all of the the chopping and the prep work of the food. So anything, onions, like when cranberry sauce, that actually does taste better if you let it sit a couple days. And the recipe I use for that is Alton Brown's. He's got a couple of them, but oh my God, this is the one that's got Cointreau, lemon, orange, lime. You do a simple syrup first. It is phenomenal. So anything that I can do, any prep work I can do ahead of time, I do it as far ahead of time as I can. Because yeah, waiting until the day of, and we do in our house, even if it's just me and my husband, because until my son comes, it is. But well, actually, I have my in-laws spend the night sometimes, but even with Christmas morning, I do breakfast, and it's the same thing every year. I do like a hash. There's a hash brown quiche that I make that is really good, and cinnamon rolls and mimosas, and that's pretty much it. But anything I can do ahead of time, I do. Hey, Mama Bear, how are you? I hope anyone who's traveling is already at your destination because, ooh, I would imagine. My God, even in Florida today, the weather, it looks like it's going to snow. Oh, I wish it would. Not getting that. My air's on 71. Did I just? Okay, I thought I missed somebody. Come on, mouse. Work with me. Work with me. Hey, Woodstock. How are you? Oh, look at that. SoFlo's making mimosas. All right. Slide one down the bar. Hey, blank screen. How are you? All right. I'm running a little faster. Oh, thank you, Emmy. That's very sweet. I appreciate that. That is, excuse me, that is my new bestie now. Okay. I'm going to tell that story in a minute. That was, God, that was so lucky. Why do I continue to do this? I keep putting my foot on the shelf of this chair, and I only make it like maybe twice out of every 10 tries. That was almost coffee all over my white dress. Oh, did you guys like my thumbnail? Excuse me. I think it's one of my best yet, personally. Put a 1 in the chat if you love my thumbnail this morning. And you know, even that is not plastic. Oh, there's just so many things. Like there's so much sage advice that I have. But you know, listen, I am not an unpaid therapist, okay? I kind of am, but you know, my therapy work only goes so far, okay? If you want to do a drive-by, like you want to pull up to the therapy drive-through window, I can give you the once over and go, no, girl, go, not those jeans. If you insist, okay. I mean, I can do that kind of like drive-by therapy, but like, listen, we can't do a Sigmund Freud deep dive unless you're going to lay down on my couch. And I'm sorry, I got to charge you for that. That's, nobody works for free. Okay. Nobody. Oh goodness. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that, listen, one of the beauties, part of the beauty is getting to be older. Listen, there's not a hell of a lot of great shit that comes along with it, okay? So you got to make the most of what does. And what does is, if you're lucky and you've done anything right at all, which means you've made a shit ton of mistakes, because that's just life. You know, obviously people's mistakes go to varying degrees up and down the spectrum, but You've made a bunch of mistakes. You've learned, you know who you are, like in here. You know who you are, and you're good with who you are. And if you have the luxury of those particular commodities, there's few people that will laugh at me more than I will laugh at myself. And if you can also combine that skill with two little words when they're due. I'm sorry. Well, you kind of got that tiger by the tail. No pun intended, but you know what I mean? It's insults, things like that. They only hurt when they hit the mark. And most people who are somewhat intelligent, well, they don't come on here and tell you what their weak points are. Sometimes you really got to just learn to laugh at yourself. I mean, I don't think I could have made a thumbnail like that. And you know what occurred to me? I have never come on here, before that was said, which was a while back. This last time was not the first time. I don't believe that I have ever shared that information. I mean, they are rather perfect, so I guess, but that did occur to me. I was like, as I was making that thumbnail, I said, you know what? Damn. I never, I just rolled with it. It's not like anybody asked. But yeah, I mean, we had a talk, and I said, look, y'all have been pretty good to me. Are you feeling okay? Like, are you good with this? Are you worried? Like, does it when we go to bed at night, are you sleeping okay? Do I need to get like a restraining order or anything? Because I will. Oh God, holy shit, 25? Oh wow, that's a lot. Oh, that's nice though. I'm sure you guys all must share the cooking. People bring things, I hope. Running Bear, you know what? I see them at my grocery store bakery all the time. I have not. Crazy Nurse, I got a bone to pick with you, ma'am. You told me the other day when I said I had to go to Publix for the second time in 2 days. Well, first she said, didn't you just go yesterday? Girl, I go to Publix like every other day. And then you told me to get tiramisu. Okay, so I did, because the other night I made manicotti. So I thought, okay, we're in keeping with our Italian theme. Who the hell makes tiramisu that has what tastes like cheesecake filling in it? I was very disappointed. I was cussing you. But the good news, I had an emergency backup pint of gelato that I hid for me. I'm like, family, y'all deal with the tiramisu. You don't like it? Oh, sorry, Dairy Queen's up the street. Woo! Yeah, not a fan of that tiramisu. I've never had tiramisu. Mitten Mama, back me up on this, girl. I've never had tiramisu that, first of all, I did not taste one bit of coffee flavoring in there anywhere. For anyone who doesn't know, tiramisu is made with, traditionally it's made with lady fingers, and they are soaked in a mixture of it's coffee and something else. I don't remember. I didn't taste a bit of damn coffee. They didn't taste like lady fingers. They tasted like stale cake. And what the hell? There was cheesecake filling in the middle. Yuck, gross. So, Running Bear, I'm a little reticent to try the damn pumpkin roll from there. But I love pumpkin pie. In fact, I typically make pumpkin pie for myself year round, and I just keep it in the fridge. And when I don't feel like Fruity Pebbles, I just eat a piece of pie. And the good thing is my husband doesn't give a damn about pumpkin pie, so I don't even have to be civilized and use like a knife and a fork. I dig it right out of the pie plate however I want to. Looks like some kind of a massacre happened inside of my fridge. Heather B. Beachy, enjoy have a good rest of your work day. Girl, somebody's got to work in this place. A Golden Girl type of cheesecake. Oh God, I used to love that show. True Jedi forever. Oh, 2 people at work. Don't let Betty find out who your boss is. She might call him and get you fired. Oh. Woodstock, I think I said hi, but hi again. Hey, language of horses. Look at that. Put a 1 in the chat if you also have fake tits. I'm going to raise 2 hands, 1 for each implant. Damn, I think that just makes me a lucky bitch. I don't know what. Well, I think I do know what that's about, but. Hey, Heels, how are you? Nice to see you. Girl, I was watching your video this morning, laughing my ass off. Oh boy, that was funny. That was, hey, Nanny. That was, well done. Well done, but they're all well done. That one was very much on point. Hi, Brittany. Oh, you come for Christmas dinner? Okay. I will get another chair. I always leave the leaf in the table all year. I don't know why. Nobody sits on it. That's probably why. Oh, Mama Bear, same thing, back and forth to the store. You know what's funny? It would have been easier for me to just get my ass up. I was up anyway and just walk in the store and get it done. Instead, I made 2 trips and had to make a phone call to get Mike Stevens. Mike, what happened to Mike Stevens? Are you in my computer? Everything was fine until I highlighted your comment and then I got yeeted right on out of this live. Are you in there? Mike, what happened to you this morning? I said hello to you. The minute you saw me, you exited the building. Or I don't know. I kept looking for you. I said hi to you at least twice. I was like, God, damn, Mike's mad at me. Oh, Brittany, I'll help you. Do you have Canva? Canva. I do all my thumbnails with Canva, and I am the least tech artistic in that regard. But get Canva. I have the one you have to pay extra to get all the really good pictures and backgrounds and whatnot. but it took me a while. The best thing to do is you just play around with it. That's the only way you really learn it, is just farting around. All right, and of course this thing has it lost my place. What the hell? Oh yeah, StreamYard is up to their bizarre tricks. Yeah, this is strange. Very. It's put Grain, you're at the head of the class, first one in the door, despite the fact that you weren't here for so now I'm just really gonna run, and I'm not stitching, bitching, and true crime with Taylor. Welcome, not so dumb blonde. Hey Zen. Sorry, y'all. Gina F in the house. The chat refreshed and it went to Crazy Town, and I don't know. I lost my place. Hi, T Berry. So I'm gonna do the best I can. Still in leather. Be still. What do Canadians do on do y'all have any, like, what's Canadian Thanksgiving? Oh my God, I love this. Oh God. Hi. Might I know you under another moniker by any chance? I don't, but something tells me I might. Wise Angel UK. Do you got now the UK, are you guys sad on our Thanksgiving? Because we kind of left the Crown. Speaking of that, I just saw that the Crown's final season, the first couple episodes are out. Gotta watch that. Zoom. Hi, ZMM. Kathy Pease, how are you? VK, sir. Oh, so you've had implants and explants. Okay, and that really is what they call them when they take them out. That's an explant. Ooh, deviled eggs. Yes, I love deviled eggs. Hi, Slim Jim. How are you? Running. Okay. Now I'm just looking at SW Record. Is it SW Record 75 or SW Records 75? Records, records, Come see, come saw. Hi, Rowdy. How you doing? Amen. Oh my God, I love this. I saw that post. That's hilarious. I love it. I love it. If she could do the same thing, we would have so many fewer problems. Okay, we're there. If I missed anyone, I'm so sorry. It was just a technical oversight. StreamYard is doing some very strange things with the chat and the way it's refreshing, completely out of order. So my apologies if I missed you. It was not intentional. Hey, Genty, how are you? Okay, big word of the day. Let's see what's on my little list here. Oh, we only have one left. Oh, well, only one left on this little card. We've got tons of big words. I told y'all I was reading that book about the Vanderbilts. So, quite naturally, this came up. Now, actually, I'm sure many people know what this word is. And that is, hold on, let me share. I'm going to share. because sharing is caring. All right. What's our big word of the day, Google?
Progenitor. 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 Progenitor.
I knew it would do that to me. Damn, God, you're fired. You can join that bitch Siri in the friggin' unemployment line. Y'all have no work ethic. When I do not want you, you're like popping up uninvited on my phone. What can I help you with? Bitch, you can't help me with anything. The shit I need help with, you cannot help me with. Thank you very much. And same thing with Google. Yeah, and you're always lurking, and that, I'm not a fan of that. So play it again, Sam.
Progenitor. 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 Progenitor.
A person or thing from which a person, animal, or plant is descended or originates, an ancestor or parent. However, what they are not telling you is progenitor in the sense that most people know it about, and is very much, well, I don't know. This is an interesting question, and someone who's from the UK in the chat may be able to answer this. Typically, in common law times, especially in Europe, and not just the UK, but all through Europe, progenitor states that, well, much like in Downton Abbey, anybody who watches that knows, progenitor is the school of thought that only, so let's say I'm a king, okay? Pretend I'm a boy. Pretend I'm a boy with big, perfect breast implants. I'm a royal boy. And I've got, a fabulous castle and dripping in jewels and furs, and I got it all. And I've got my first child, Susie, and then my second child, John, and then my third child, Joe. Well, under the progenitor theory, only the first male heir is allowed to inherit. So, and I don't know if it was I know it for a fact it was in terms of titles. So whether I'm a duke or I'm a king or I'm a knight, whatever the case may be, my title can only be passed down to the first male heir. And I believe it was also true for the loot, all the money, all the goods, the swag. So, yep, that's progenitor. Hey, Truth Seeker, fragile like a bomb. I love that name so much for multiple reasons. So yeah, isn't that interesting? That's why, well, we won't get into Downton Abbey. No need for that. All right, so big word of the day done. Time to find more big words. Oh, actually, I believe it or not, I have a whole list full of them in this book. These I just happened to pull from that book that I'm reading. Exactly, running pair. This is why the only way he would ever be the king. Now, would William have to predecease him and then it would go to Harry, or would it go to William's first male child? I don't know. I'm going to have to get with my my CPA on this just to make sure that I know. I love big words too. Okay. Okay. So it does go to Williams. Okay. So George, see, I don't keep up with the Royals too much. Okay. So it does go to his son. All right. Oh yeah, Harry got shafted. All he got out of that deal was that bitch Megan. I don't follow it very closely. But oh God, my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, oh, they hate that bitch. Oh God. Oh, the brothers have broken up. Listen, no sympathy from me for any of them. They all live. If I was a taxpayer in the UK, honest to God, can you imagine? Because the taxpayers of the UK support them. They pay for all that shit, even though they are. I don't know if it's still true, but at one time she was the queen, the former queen, now old Chucky boy, was one of the richest women in the world. So don't feel too sorry for them. All right. So my interesting story for the morning. Some of you who may have been here yesterday or just watched it on the replay, well, you may remember that Mike Stevens, Bullhorn Betty #1 super fan, who was in the chat yesterday, back. I welcomed Mike back into the fold after. Well, it was actually a little misunderstanding on my part, but it was a little serendipity for Mike because it worked out wonderfully. Here's what I thought I was doing. And because I definitely consider myself to be someone, with manners, and I know proper etiquette. So, it's not nice to give a gift and then, rescind the gift, especially when the mistake was on the part of the gift giver, me. So here's what happened. A little bird. Isn't that cute? Do you ever think of these little birds that we all have just flying around with little iPads, dropping screenshots? I got a screenshot from Betty's chat from, was it yesterday morning? I think it was yesterday morning. Or it was a timestamp. It was a screenshot and a timestamp. And Betty was once again talking about my implants. Not sure why, but be that as it may, she was, going on and on. And she says she was saying something along the lines of, well, over here at, the Bullhorn Betty channel, we welcome everybody. And then she was addressing Mike Stevens, and she said, Mike, have you ever been booted from this chat? And, there's always a delay between, and in my case, the delay could be an hour, between the time that someone leaves a comment in the chat and the time that the creator sees it. Now, obviously, Betty is superior to me in many realms, not the least of which her comment reading game is much more on point than mine, because she says she's about 20 seconds delayed. I'm about 20 minutes delayed usually. But be that as it may. So when she highlighted his comment, and it said, nope, never been booted. Well, as I'm watching it, because I'm seeing it in the chat, I thought, and she was mentioning me. So because I was listening to the words coming out of her mouth, that was, so when she highlighted Mike's comment, I took that as Mike was saying no, because she was saying something like, oh, Lisa booted you out of her chat. And because there was a little delay, when I was listening, and when I saw it come up because of that delay, I thought Mike was saying to Betty about my chat. I thought what she highlighted was Mike saying, no, Lisa doesn't kick me out. But I should have known that was wrong, because I have booted Mike twice, but only after a long, you guys know. I don't need to explain it. So at any rate, well, I am benevolent, okay? I always say I'm a giver, I'm a helper. And at one time I called Mike Stevens my internet husband. So I thought, that was so nice of Mike to stick up for me and to tell the truth. That I was mulling it over. And when I went live, I just said, Betty says that she's very welcoming to everyone, and it's just hater channels. Like, I guess she thinks I'm a hater channel. That if you don't agree with them, and is that what you want to be? You want to be somebody's little bitch? Usually I'm the one getting called the little bitch. I definitely don't consider myself to be anyone's little bitch. But so when I went live, I said, let's do a little experiment. I said, Mike Stevens, I have removed you from the block list because I want to, we're wiping the slate clean. No harm, no foul. You took up for your former internet wife, and you told the truth where I was concerned. So I'm going to reward you with welcoming you back into the fold. So that's what happened. And as I always say, at the end of every show, within 24 hours, and typically it's very soon after it ends, as I'm walking the dog, cleaning up around the house, just all the stuff that we do before getting ready for, dinner or whatever. I listen back, and here's something I would suggest to everyone who has a channel and who, I mean, I was going to say for everybody to do, but some people, I haven't been around here as long as a lot of people, and not everybody wants to review themselves. I do. It's how I know when I see something or I hear something that like makes me crazy, like playing with my hair all the time. I hate that. And there's other things that I see. I do. I always go back and listen. I do not go back and read the chat. That I don't do, because it would take more of my time. But I always listen. And I very typically listen with AirPods or over the ear, like Beats. They're not Beats, but like Beats. I will tell you this. You will, and this is how I caught this little error on my part. Because I had the AirPods in, what's great about the AirPods, you hear things when it's in your ear. You pick up on things that you do not pick up on when you're just watching it on your TV or, listening through the speaker on your phone, however you do it. So I hi, my opinions only. How are you? Hey, Muffin Mouse, how you doing? I highly recommend if you are someone who I will probably always do that. I don't care if I'm, have handed over all of my sanity to YouTube and am here in 10 years deeply entrenched. I'll still do it because to me, that is how we all grow. And not everybody's good at taking constructive criticism. I will never be upset with anyone or get an attitude with anyone who gives me constructive feedback. Like somebody told me the other day, and it was so true. They said, just some advice from a viewer. I think you should let the video play a little longer before you pause it and start reacting. And it's true. Just remember what I said about Temu, and yeah, like I'm at the door waiting for the mailman. Well, when I'm reviewing, I've got so much up here that's waiting to fly out of here that it's like pause. But even if you don't want to take constructive criticism, well, you should at least be able to be honest with yourself and review yourself. So, but you will absolutely pick up on things. I have heard, it's funny, I cannot tell you how many times I've started watching on my TV and then I'm, going out to do errands. I'm walking the dog. I want to keep listening. I put my AirPods in. I go about my day. You will not believe how many times you will pick up on like even just subtle things like that, like size. You might hear something through your TV. You think you hear one word, but you're definitely hearing something else. That's how I caught the fact that, and since it was my error, I'm not going to kick him out again. But what Mike was actually doing when he said, no, I didn't get booted, I think is what it said. He was answering Betty. He was not trying to correct what she was saying about me. But because of the time when it appeared on the screen, that's how I took it. So I was wrong, but my mistake. So I can't exactly crack the whip on him again and send him on his way. That would be rude. So yeah, there's that. But when Mike was over yesterday, we went back and forth. Nothing major. And I said, Mike, one of the things I said yesterday was I had 9 people on my block list, 4 of which were the same person, same name, just different, VPN, obviously. How many did I say? 9. So now we're down to 5. Okay. And of the 5 remaining, 3. No, how many did I say? Was it 4? 4 were the same person. So of the 5 remaining, 3 of those I did not recognize. And I just said, well, the mods obviously blocked them for a reason. I don't know the names. They're staying there. And Mike and one other person who's not getting unblocked were the only ones left. So I said, how many people do you think Betty's got on her block list? And so I said to Mike, well, how about if we put this to the test? I want to see how about I just try it? And I didn't say I was going to do it this morning. I didn't have any plans on when I was going to do it. But I said, the next time that I'm, that she's still live and I'm awake and having my coffee on the couch and not in a hurry. How about, what do you think will happen if I go in there under my own screen name? I said, and how do you think that'll go? Do you think she'll let me stay? And he said something like, I think she'll tolerate you as long as you're, respectful, or, something like that, which of course. And then he made another comment about, but her mods, they'll be right on you, or something like that. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to try it. Well, Betty, if nothing else, girl, you gained a sub out of it, because I had to sub up to be able to get in there. She had it on 20 minutes or longer. Hey, voices, how are you? So, okay, sub. And I waited, and I told 2 people who I know are, typically, well, one I know is in there undercover sometimes, but just 2 people who I trust. I said, get your screenshot game ready. I said, because I'm going to try and go in Betty's chat. And I did. Hey, Chronicles, how are you? And she is not blocked here. She's never been blocked here. So I went in. And when I went in, I was under my own crimes and fashion. And I came in and I said, good morning. Wait, I think the very first thing I said was, good morning, Betty and chat. And then I said, I come in peace. And I hit enter. And me and Sonia, girl, I take back what I said about bingo wings. Don't let me forget. In that vein, please, someone, don't let me forget to address a comment. Another screenshot. Mike, how did you miss me, Mike? You were there when I came in. I said hello to you twice. Okay, so anyway, it took about 30 seconds, and Sonia was right there, and she said, I think I might have said one other thing after that, along the lines of, I said, I'm not a troll. I will be nothing but respectful. And she said, as long as, how did she put it? She said, I said, I give you my word. And I think she said something like, along the lines of, okay, for whatever that's worth. She didn't say that, but it was something like that type of sentiment. So I said, I listen, I'm not a troll. This is Betty's house. And I just don't do that. I would not go to someone's house and start insulting them. And I didn't. And I was in there. Then Sonia came back again and said, can I just ask you a question? If you hate Betty so much, why do you even want to be in here? And I said, I don't hate anyone. I said, and I would love to talk to Betty. I said, and not for nothing, I used to come in here a lot. I didn't ever remember being in the chat, but it must have been, because someone in there said to me, oh yeah, I think I remember you. I have to say, the people that were in there was only a couple screen names that I even recognized. And I was nothing. You know what I did most of the time? I talked to Sonia. I went back and forth talking to Sonia. There were, hold on, let me just say hello. Somebody came in. Basic Brooke, how are you? Hey, Love Shack Sarah. Look at that, I got it right the first time. Usually I bungle her name so badly. Usually I say Love Shack Sarah. Oh God, I could make a remark, but I won't. So yeah, that's basically all that happened. There was a couple people that, kind of, and I don't blame them, but much in the same vein, it was kind of like, well, why are you here? Um, and I said, well, I heard Betty say yesterday that she's welcoming to everyone. So I just thought, you know what? Let's see if she is. And obviously you can tell I must have behaved because I was in there because I got the screenshots to prove it, number one. And number two, I was in there probably, I mean, I wasn't in there too terribly long. I think no more than 15 minutes. And it was probably just a little over 10 if I had to guess. But so that's that. Betty did not. There were a couple points where I could tell that she was made aware that I was in the chat, and because I didn't know, I was expecting anything. It might have been the second time. There was one time, I gotta say, she kept a pretty good game face on, but there was a point where she had been doing commentary and she just let it run for longer than she had been. And I'm pretty sure her phone was blowing up. That little bitch Crimes and Fashion is in here. Hey, LaDonna, how are you? Hi, Nicole S. Oh, Emmy, absolutely. I guarantee you her phone was blowing up. And I was good to my word. I didn't even address Betty besides when I came in and said good morning. That was it. And I assure everyone that's not my game. I wouldn't do it in her channel. I wouldn't do it in Dolly's channel. I would not go to anyone's channel just to start shit with them. Even when I had my troll account, I was a smart ass troll. I wasn't in there saying like some of the shit I've seen people come in here and say. So yeah, that was and I have to say, I mean, Sonia was very nice. She I mean, only just me going off of the interaction I had with Sonia and nothing else, because I don't know a thing about the woman. But I think just based on the things Sonia said, Nicole, I mean, you don't get, if I'd have just gone in there and started lobbing bombs, I mean, that's what my own channel is for. It's kind of how I feel about it. And it would have done nothing but get me booted like instantly. So I do believe this, and this is only based on what I just said, my back and forth interactions with Sonia, because she was the only one I really talked to. And there were a couple that talked to me. There was at least one in there that definitely was a fan of yours truly, because they said a couple very nice things and put up little dress emojis. Mike Stevens, was that Mike Stevens? Did you leave under your Mike Stevens account and come in as somebody else so you could show me some love because you thought you were going to get in trouble if you did it otherwise? I don't know who it was. I didn't recognize the name. I'm just kidding you, Mike. But anyway, so just based on my interactions with her and not anything I've heard anywhere, because I've heard things, but I have to say, I feel like I can say this with confidence. I believe that Sonia very much is in protection mode for Betty. I think she cares about Betty. And I don't think Sonia is thrilled that well, Mike, why do you use dress emojis in Betty's chat? I mean, I'm not being a smartass, but I've never seen Betty in a dress. Anyway, I got the impression that Sonia probably advised Betty not to go on Morbids because she expressed to me that she was, I think she's very leery about it. And I said to her, Sonia, I've already stated publicly, I do not believe that he is going to try and do any kind of gotcha or ambush moment. I said, if he really wants to interview other people, that would not be a good way to start that career off. So, well, thanks, Mike Stevens. Yeah, like I said, I don't know any. I am, like I said, y'all, I'm only basing this on the interactions I had with Sonia. And listen, if we're being honest, every single one of us has a mod squad. And hopefully, I mean, I'm friends with mine. That's just how it happens. I mean, like you talk outside of here. And I'm sure that if the opportunity presents and it's necessary, I'm sure that they would probably go in protection mode for me. So there's that. And then, of course, Sonia said some things about the haters and, we all, she said it was funny because she said something along the lines of, we just all need to work together to kind of like make a better world, something like that. It was a very nice sentiment. And what I wanted to respond was, well, Sonia, I admire that thought, but I think maybe we should just start a little bit smaller. Let's maybe start with, well, I just couldn't find, because I was not trying to be, she doesn't know me. They take everything so literal that I just didn't want to. I kept going backspace because I was going to make a funny joke, like I make to all of you, like I make to everybody about everything. But because she doesn't know me and I haven't exactly, been a fan of Betty or her channel, it would not, let's just say it would not have been received in the spirit in which I meant it. So I just decided, just let it go. Don't. So that was it. And when I left, I said, I need to go now. Goodbye, Betty. Goodbye, chat. I hope everyone has a nice day. Bye. And that was that. And I folded my iPad and I turned the TV off. So for all I know, who knows what happened when I left. But I think it's just, if nothing else, I think it was good to show that, and it really was, it was me testing her. I wanted to put her in the hot seat and see. Now, if I'd have been a little smarter about it, I probably would have waited a few days after I, said that I was going to pop in there at some point. So that was that. Hey, Candy Kitten, how you doing? So there you have it. But I really, even more than that, because Betty didn't even, here's what I can say. I can understand why she didn't. But while I gave the utmost respect, manners would have dictated that she would have at least said hello or get the fuck out of my chat or something. But this is Betty, so I'll take it as a win that, and I would imagine as long as I would have just kept having very, just inane pleasantries, I probably could have stayed in there until it ended. So, and like I said, that was Sonia. I was, and one thing I did say to Sonia when she talked about, the haters and all the hate, I said to her, well, Sonia, I mean, unfortunately, this platform, what this place runs on is egos and money. And those two things bring out the worst traits that we humans have. And I stand by that. That is absolutely the truth. Never mind the fact that you've got all these different personalities, mainly female driven. Listen, we all know more than two women together in the same room, you got problems. It's just a fact, Jack. But one of the next things I said in response to whatever Sonia said to me was, well, Sonia, I can tell you that I think there's a whole lot of things that could be made a lot better by some small offerings. And I don't mean the kind you throw in the collection basket. So there you have it. There was nothing more to it. But I do, if nothing else, much like when Laura came up and talked to me the first time, and stand down. I'm not saying that I'm interviewing Betty. But I tell you what, I would love to ask Betty some questions. But we'll wait and see what Morbid asks. But that won't happen. But hey, Flash, how are you? But shit, there was one final thought. Oh, yeah, kind of like when Laura came over. I think that it is never a bad thing to be able to show that you can speak to someone, you can share airspace with someone without all the vitriol. And I would not have done that. And you know why? Because I don't do that. It would have nothing to do with Betty or anyone else in her chat. I don't do that. So we'll see what happens tonight. I think, put it this way, if it were me, and I'll hold off and reserve, I can't comment on something that hasn't happened yet, but I just do not anticipate that it would be, that if it was me, it would be done how I would want to do it. Because blank screen, I saw Well, Mike, she had Sonia. She had no reason to do that. And see this, Mike, I'm glad I saw this comment, because this to me illustrates the point. I couldn't make the point better than this right here. I assure you, if she can, and Sonia encouraged me at least twice to reach out to Betty by email. I'm not going to be doing that, but and that's for multiple reasons. But when you've got someone who cannot seem to ever acknowledge any wrongdoing on their part, well, Mike, she probably contained her anger because she didn't speak to me. She didn't say one word. And that's not because she thought I was coming over to braid her hair and make daisy chains. She didn't want to take the chance of me coming in here and saying, oh, really? You're welcoming to all if they're respectful? Because I was nothing but respectful, and there's no one who could say anything different. But when I was telling Sonia, like that comment I made about, I think a whole lot of things, there are so many very simple things Betty could do that would do so much good for her. Not for anybody else, for her. But reasonable, and I'm not talking about, people where there's real bad blood there because of things that have happened. I'm talking about people who just are watching from the sidelines and maybe would say, oh, no, I don't, I'm not interested. I know XYZ. I'm talking just reasonable, normal people. I've said before, when you cannot acknowledge any wrongdoing, and Mike, if you sit here and tell me Betty hasn't done anything at all to warrant any of her reputation, I'm going to bounce you, because this is the land of reality over here. And when you will not acknowledge that you have played any role in any of your own problems, image problems, etc., well, that tells me that there's a screw loose somewhere, or you're at the very least you're very immature, because I do not have one person in my real life, and I try not to surround. Do you know what is the one thing I have never heard Betty say? Ever. And, maybe I missed it, but you want to talk about being a lady, and you want me to give her a medal because she didn't boot me? Well, she had no reason to boot me. And if she is truly I'm welcoming to everyone as long as you're respectful. Because, Mike, if you will remember, she was dogging me for blocking you. But I would imagine that what you did not share with her was that I let you sit in here and Sonia was basically my handler today. And, fortunately for me, it was a very pleasant exchange. So it worked out just fine. But something tells me you didn't share with her. See, because this is where I look at you as, where's your integrity? Because where I allow you, and have forever, to come over here, you do nothing. You're not here to listen to what I'm talking about. You are here to be Betty's #1 simp, super fan, cheerleader. And I allow you to do it. And I have. But when it gets to the point where my chat and the people that are here to see me, they're not here to see you, Mike Stevens. You can start your own channel. And if this was a quid pro quo, a reciprocal sort of a thing where, okay, well, Lisa lets me come in there and, just barrage her sentence by sentence, word by word, counterpoint. It's the Betty show. It's the bullhorns. It's the this. It's the that. Lisa has let me do that forever. She's never done anything but be respectful to me, despite the fact that the people that are there to actually listen to Lisa, and they're not there to listen to Lisa and Mike Stevens go back and forth. So yeah, Betty, she might have finally blocked me, because after being asked again and again and again and again and again, cubed, squared, square root, I just continue to disregard the topic, and I just do nothing but fight with everybody in the chat. If you cannot admit that she would you do not, it would be one thing. I have let you do that forever. Don't you sit here and tell me that you have ever returned the favor over there, because you and me both know she, and that comment you just put up there, that proves it. She was nothing but a lady, not to whatever. Well, she's welcoming of everyone who's respectful. I was totally respectful. Why wouldn't she have been? I've invited her here anytime she wants. And better yet, number one, I would at least have enough etiquette to say hello. Because I'm sorry, if I can't even utter or type the word hello, well, then I don't know how that's being, patience is a virtue, blah, blah, blah. And I've said 1,000 times, I don't care about insults. It's just don't lie. Don't lie about me. If you say something that's not true, then I'm going to give you a response. Hey, Grape Kool-Aid, how are you? So, yeah, but I can tell you what, if she came over here, I would absolutely, when I saw her, as I try to do with everybody, I try to say hello. And I promise you, there's double the number of people in this chat that were in hers. And Mike, I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not. I'm not trying to get Mike. I am not asking you to go play Lisa Simp in Betty's chat, because you and I both know you would not be allowed to do that. There is no way in hell she would allow you to rah cheerlead for me the way I let you do for her. But please don't misunderstand. I'm not saying that I need you to do that. I wouldn't expect anybody to do that. It's weird. But what I do expect is if you're going to come and sit in my chat and I'm going to be secure enough and open enough and, you know, a good sport enough to let you do all the things I let you do. Well, when she starts talking some bullshit that's not true, that's what I don't need you to tell Betty I'm beautiful. I need you when blatant lies that you know are bullshit are being told, that's what I need you to do. And that's it. I wouldn't I don't ever ask anybody to do anything that I myself would not do. So that's it. That's all. I mean, and I mean that. I'm not trying to and it's not even about you and me, Mike. It's the principle of it. I don't like being lied on. And she tells a lot. She has a lot to say that's not true. I don't care what her opinions are of me. Like I said 100 times, she owes me about 500 more insults at least. It's not about that. But don't lie about me. And while I'm on that subject, Peggy, yeah, this is for you, Peggy. Another screenshot I got. Peggy running her yapper over at Jones Inn, saying that, well, let's just pull it up because we're gonna clear this bullshit up right away. In much the same vein, I don't give a shit what your opinion is. You can hate me. I have no idea why you do, because you've got some bizarre notion in your head that I did something to you. I absolutely did not. Peggy, I think you believe you have a much greater role and are much more important in my life than you are. I don't know you from Adam's house cat. Nor do you know me from Adam's house cat. But you know more about me than I know about you, because I have no clue what you look like. I don't know what you sound like. So if you think that for some bizarre reason, I decided to pull your name out of a hat one day of random subs and said, oh, Peggy, yeah, fuck her. Yeah, I'm gonna make a meme about Peggy. And I really, you might want to come down a little bit off your big high horse, because you said to me that I used something from your life, and I'm still protecting your privacy, even though you're running all over talking shit about me. It's like, God damn, what is wrong with you people? Holy shit. You're nothing to me. You're nobody to me. I don't need your $100 super chats. I never got one of your $100 super chats. So here she's got this whole fucking bizarre story concocted in her head that I've done to her. When a certain event happened, she was very kind and showed support, as I, would have hoped that anyone who's even remotely normal would, because the situation was very abnormal. And I thanked her for it. And I saw her in Laura's chat. And I said, hi, Peggy. We had a little quick back and forth. Next thing I know, oh, she's pissed at you again. About what? And then she comes in here, I don't know, a few days ago. I don't know, it must have been like an hour. It was at least an hour before the live was going to start. Thank you, Zen. It was at least an hour before the live was going to start. And she leaves me a message. MK Ultra's channel gone. I'm assuming I was just one on a long list of who to notify, because I obviously I know the name MK Ultra, but like I was just scratching my head off over that one. Like, hey, Mama the Gladiator. Like, I didn't know what that was about. I just thought, oh, well, okay, well, she's probably just going around telling everybody. Well, that's still what I'm assuming. But she never came back. And when I came in my office to get ready for the live, I put, oh, Peggy, you're first in the door today. You're the door holder. And that was it. I haven't heard another word until I get a screenshot of her leaving a comment. Let's see. It was on this one. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up. It's like some of y'all take this shit way too seriously. God dang. I mean, it's bad enough when all of the, here we go. It's bad enough that so many of the creators we're always, clashing. But then you get subs who, it's one thing if a sub is in your chat and takes offense to something you say, although I go to great pains not to do that. So, but that I can understand. But like, what are you? Are you fucking stalking me? You're like the police of YouTube? Which, hey, do you. If that's what makes you happy, do it. But as I've said before, don't lie about me. Okay. I'm going to read it because I don't know if y'all can see it. So 16 hours ago, in response to Jones's, I'm not all the way through it, but I'm about 75% of the way. I have not heard not one thing as of yet. Actually, hold on a minute. I'm going to tell you exactly how much of it I have listened to. Let's see. Gotta go in my personal account. All right, let's see. History. Johnson. All right, that live is, okay, it's 1 hour and 47, and I'm 1 hour and 26 in. And as of yet, I have heard not one word about Laura, about is it paperclip or paper cut, PCT? Not one word about either one of them. So imagine my surprise, nor was I in the live, because as many of you probably know, for my own mental health, I don't spend 24 fucking hours a day on YouTube, okay? Some of you all should take a note. Take a page out of my book. You might be happier. And this is the comment I get a screenshot of. Irish Badass said to Laura, I'm sorry about the cancer. I replied to Badass, WTF? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I thought that they had found, okay, wait a minute. Sorry. That's not the right one. Apparently she did more than one. Where the hell's the other one? Oh, Oh, well, even if it's gone, I get a screenshot, so it's all good. God, are they all showing up? Well, we'll just go from the, I'll just go from the screenshot. Oh, let me guess. She was starting shit with somebody else. Oh, she actually, oh my goodness. She apologized. Not to me, of course, someone else. But that's good. I'm glad at least somebody got that cleared up. All right, let's see. I'll pull it up from my screenshot. That's weird. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not, why it isn't there. Oh, shit. You know what? I think I need to go. Damn it. My iPad. I don't know why. Sometimes my iPad and my phone, they don't sync. Not right away. Well, the iPad doesn't have like I can't make a call from it. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh, maybe I was on the wrong video. Okay, here we go. Oh, she's mad at Queen Bee too. Oh yeah, I'm sure she'll lose sleep over that. Oh, 1 hour ago, edited. I was sickened to see Queen, ... Lisa from CF, ... Ann Horn bullying Tina. Who the fuck was bullying Tina? Tina is a sweetheart with a mentally ill son. Well, I'm sure she, well, I guess she's made no secret about it. Lisa even went to Tina's chat and bullied her some more. Leave her the hell alone. Fuck you, Peggy. I did not go to her chat and bully her. I told her, number one, when she said something about the curtains, I popped out of the bushes and I said, hi, Tina. I said, girl, I'm just teasing you. I don't mean anything by it. When she talked about some of her struggles in her life, I congratulated her twice. In fact, I think I also encouraged her to continue with, some of the things that, just the various things that people do as support for certain issues. Because much like you, I'm not blasting her shit out here on these streets. It's not for me to tell. And if I had read that comment again before I started talking on this live, I would have edited out the part that you so kindly put in there, telling everybody, who cares to look about her son's issues. But see, Peggy, that's the difference between you and me. I wouldn't do some shit like that. Just like I've never disclosed what it is you think I did to you. That was it. Oh, I'm sorry. The only other thing I said, and well, Tina laughed at it. So, not only did she laugh, she said, now that I think is funny. When it was towards the end, I think. And she was, a little emotional, we'll just say. Now, I don't know Tina like that. So there's obviously the people like, Peggy, who, is a fan. That's great, Peggy. I'm sure she could use some of your money. So, like maybe you should help her out since you like her so much. I don't like or dislike her. I don't know her. I got no problems with her. I was not unkind to her. The worst fucking thing I've ever done is bust on her about her window covering. Oh God, forgive me. So the only other thing I said that I guess in Peggy's book is bullying. I don't know, Peggy, do you ever laugh? Like, do you ever laugh at yourself? You don't seem to. You just seem to run around. You're always fucking pissed at somebody. God, get over yourself. So as Tina was, what several people, including me, I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt because I don't know her. So what I saw looked like, she was genuinely upset, like she was kind of sad. And then there was a whole bunch of other people who were like, oh, she's just a manipulator. Well, since I don't know, I'll just go with what the average normal person's reaction is to seeing someone you really don't know much of anything about except the fact that she, is creative with her window coverings, because that's about all I know. And I made a crack when she said, I hope I can still be a turtle, be part of the turtle gang, whatever. And I said, Tina, I'm sure you can still be a turtle. Just don't be a snapping turtle. That's all I said. So whatever your fixation is with me, like, get over it. I've never done a fucking thing to you. Maybe you should spend a little less time on YouTube. And now I've spent enough time on you, and I'm done. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't need Peggy's money. I've never been the beneficiary of her largesse. What I've deemed it is $100 bad behavior pass. Like, she's not dumb. God, let's just say this, Peggy. I'm sure you're a very, obviously you're a very altruistic woman. And I'm sure that you donate lots of money to worthy causes rather than just like throwing the GDP of, certain probably very tiny little banana republics somewhere in super chats so that you can go and, spread propaganda, whatever you've got, whoever you're mad at that day. I mean, honestly, I don't pocket watch. I don't give a shit because I don't ask for anybody's money. So I don't give a shit what you do with yours. But, since you are so very generous, I just, I hope that you also help, and I'm sure you do, very worthy things. So while I don't like watch her checkbook balance, or anyone else's, we all know, I think it's a couple things. I think it's how she gets recognition. I mean, and it would be stupid to, of course, anybody who's throwing around Benjamins, you're going to get a wide berth. You're going to probably get to say and do what you want. And hey, I'm not looking to like ruin that for other people. I'm truly not. But let's just get real here. When you sit back and think about, because I'll tell you what, I know somebody else that would put your little $100 super chats to shame. And you know what? They don't do it with their screen name highlighted. No, because they're not. And I'd venture a guess that I think their donations have probably exceeded yours by significant amounts. But I don't know because I'm not watching anybody's checkbook. But I just know that they do it behind the scenes, and it's not it's because they just like helping people. It's not so that they can basically, to me, the way I see Peggy as like she's a content creator, tits deep in Krama. She just doesn't have a channel. Because I do not know any other sub quite like her. So, Kathy, you wish people give you money? Oh, hell no. I don't want anybody giving me money because then you have situations like this where if you want the money, well, you got to take what comes with the money. And listen, I'm very lucky. And there's enough people out here who this is their job. This is how they make a living. I would feel like a greedy piece of shit if I was coming in here potentially taking money out of somebody else's pocket that really needs it when I don't. So, plus I very much like the freedom that it gives you to not be financially beholden to anyone. And I am not. No, it's not. No, it's not. And honestly, I want to make it very plain. I mean it when I say because I don't ask for money. So why do I give a shit what anybody does with theirs? I'm just pointing out that if there are so many worthy things in this world to give your money to, and let's just say, I have a life very much outside of YouTube. And while I love to help and support when I can, people who do need it, I don't do it with the expectation of getting anything out of it. And it's usually done behind the scenes. But let's just remember there's, hopefully all of us for the most part are relatively healthy and we've got a roof over our heads, etc. That's all I'm saying. So, all right, so there's that. Yeah, because truly, that's how I see Peggy. And it's like, Peggy, why don't you just make your own YouTube channel? Girl, you'd save yourself a lot of money, I would imagine. Hell, you could even make money. Although sure you don't need money. We all need money. But it's just weird to be like this kind of proxy. And honestly, like I hate that it all just came out like this, but I've had it with her. I'm sick of it. I have tried repeat and please notice that I'm still not sharing what it is she thinks I did. So it was just that comment was just the straw that broke the camel's back. And I'm human too. And you can call me every filthy, foul thing in the book, but do not lie about me. Well, oh, I was going to show you guys something. I clipped this the other day from, I think it was from the New York Post. Let's see. Oh, here it is. I sent it to myself the other day. Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't sharing. Well, wait a minute. That's not the one. No. Where is, oh. There we go. I've got several windows open. All right, what is the date on this byline? Oh shit. This was from, no, this wasn't from today. Oh no, this was from the 16th. Okay. All right, let's read this. Let me make sure I've got the right one pulled up. Look at this. Look at this headline. Feds seize 1 billion with AB. Now, why is that telling me that? That is so, it's saying unresponsive. It's not unresponsive. I'm reading it. Thank you. Fed sees 1 billion in fake handbags and shoes from New York City storage unit in largest counterfeit bust in U.S. history. And I may or may not have a family member who works for one of these alphabet organizations that deals with things like this. And I know you guys have heard me say this multiple times, and I'm going to keep saying it. I mean, I'm not going to hate on you if you're into this kind of stuff, because obviously $1 billion, people are. I mean, my sister-in-law is one of them, for God's sake. But the counterfeit industry, I mean, the reason that I am so opposed to it is the proceeds of all this fund some of, oh, Peggy, I think Peggy's number 2 super fan has just entered the building. Damn, did it feel as good for you as it felt for me? You're not, no, that's all I'm giving you today. You know it did. Don't you even try and deny it. Don't you lie. You know you're smoking a cigarette right now after that. Okay, moving on. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Don't you act like you didn't just see what my little tirade. I'll sign your name on the bottom of it, don't you worry. Anyway, the proceeds from this kind of stuff, listen, it's all bad. It funds so many bad things. So while I very much understand that, I mean, forget it. Listen, I know plenty of people that can like my sister-in-law, that can very much afford to buy, if she wants a Louis Vuitton bag or whatever bag, she can afford to buy it, but she will not. She just won't spend that kind of money. And listen, I totally get it. I'll be the first to admit so much of it is just stupid. But that's not going to change the price point or anything else. There's a huge market for luxury goods. And my God, let me tell you something. If you think that there's a, I know this, I know there's a whole hell of a lot of people, just regular middle class, lower middle class, even to just everything in between. That, listen, I do not know one person who is not, forget about the people that are struggling so much that they're not eating 3 meals a day. They're lucky if they're eating one and they're eating garbage food, because that's, go figure. That's far cheaper than vegetables, fruits, real food. Frankenfood is what's cheap, especially if it's made with corn syrup. Hell, I think even damn ramen noodles are up to freaking $2.50 a pack or something, for God's sake. So I don't know nobody who is not either suffering, everything from suffering to just bitching about the price of food. I mean, it's insane. My second trip back to the grocery store today, I got 3 blocks of cream cheese and a pint of half and half. And do you know it was like $18? And the first trip was not much more. And that was about, probably around the same amount of money. So yes, the counterfeits, it funds everything bad, every miserable human condition you can imagine. It is funded in large part from the sale of this kind of shit. So let's see what this has to say, because y'all, I didn't even read it because I saw it and my mouth was just hanging open over the amount of money. What the hell? Storage unit? Do they mean shipping container? Because $1 billion in product? You know what? That's crazy, because you know what this may. I've told stories before about my childhood, and I used to go to the city with my mom a lot. When I say the city, New York City, the only city in the world, besides, maybe Paris. But when I say the city, New York City. And even when I didn't go with my mom, she was in the city several times a year. And I always told her to go to, it used to be Canal Street is where you went to get all the knockoff shit. And yes, but I was in school, I was still living at home. And I would tell my mom to roll. But that was back in the days where it would be a dude wearing like a trench coat, and he'd be looking kind of. Well, that was weird. How long have I been friggin' muted? Please tell me I wasn't muted for. I just looked up and saw it said that my mic lost connection. What the hell's going on with that thing? True Texan, you did too? I was the only damn 6th grader with a Rolex. But do you remember the days when it would be a dude, usually at a crosswalk, and it's like you're going towards Chinatown, Canal Street, and there'd be dudes like on every damn corner. And they would have I've seen everything from wearing a jacket that they would just kind of like open one of the, the lapels up and you could kind of see what was in there, to they would take plastic milk crates and put like, some, well, I was going to say a knockoff Louis Vuitton briefcase, but they couldn't do that because then you'd really know what they were doing. But it would be something like that. And you could see usually like polyester ties that were supposed to be, you know, knockoffs of whatever designer. But what they would do, and I think back on this and it's like, that's another thing. I'm calling my mother. When I see her tomorrow, I'm going to say, well, question number 2 in the what in the hell were you thinking department? Number 1, let me read Mommy Dearest when I was 12. And I read it 1,000 times. I did find it, by the way. It's in my bedroom. Next time, next live, I'm going to bring my childhood copy of Mommy Dearest in here. And the other thing, what in the hell were you thinking? Because this is how it worked back then. They would stand, all these guys would stand block to block to block, sometimes more than one on the block, usually by the crosswalk. And my mom would always know who was who. I was young. I was like, well, how are we going to know? My mom's like, don't worry, I'll know. And my mom, my mom, despite, like she likes to say, people squeak in funny places. Like here's my mom. She'll go buy herself a pair of Chanel shoes, but she wants to haggle with the guy selling the Rolex watch. Swear to God. You know it's true if you're watching. She's not. Yeah, so you'd go up and you'd kind of do one of these and they'd say, what you looking for? What you looking for? And my mom would do the talking. She'd look at me. Well, do you have a Gucci? Whatever I wanted. Back in the day, and I'm talking think 80s, early 80s. Like just into the 80s. Yep, a lot of Tiffany. But the way it worked back then, they would say, and you'd go down the alley between 2 buildings and they'd open the door and it would be like a little mini knockoff boutique. And yes, and then the haggling begins. And if I had $1 for each time my mom made us walk away, I'm like, why are we leaving? Oh my God. Do you guys ever have Thanksgiving dinner where you tell a funny story from years past? I got my story, bitches. We're gonna tell about all the times my mother wanted to haggle with the damn counterfeiters in. But yeah, so here I am, my little like 10, 11, 12-year-old self going, Mom, why are we leaving? I saw the one I wanted. No, we'll get it cheaper down the block. Like I said, which would be entirely understandable if she, what is it with people who, kind of like my sister-in-law, it's like it would make a little more sense if it was like an economical concern. No, I think she just liked doing it. All right, but I mean, come on, let's get back to this story. New York Post, what is your problem? Why are you giving me shit? I'm going to try and show it one more time because I want you guys to see the pictures. But I'll read it. This bust was faux real, spelled F-A-U-X. A storage facility in Manhattan was the site of the largest counterfeit goods seizure in U.S. history, as authorities on Wednesday unveiled a sprawling collection of phony designer merchandise that would be the envy of any socialite wannabe. And do not think that there are not socialite, forget the wannabes, socialites. I know people who I promise you they could go in the Chanel boutique and buy any damn thing in every color. And they, hand to God, there are what I believe they're called triple A's. There are fake Chanel handbags that are made with, they're not plastic, they're not polyester, they are made with real leather, and it is not unusual to see prices upwards of $1,500, $2,000. I'm just insane. I would never, but plenty of people will. So when you hear counterfeit and knockoff and fakes, don't just assume that all of them are shit quality that you can spot a mile away. There's tons of that. They have everything in counterfeit as far as quality, from flea market shit to what they used to call them purse parties. And it would be some woman, these are back in the days before they even had the damn internet. And more than one woman who could afford it would fly up there. Somebody would drive. They would go to Canal Street. They would buy a ton of this fake shit. Then they'd bring it back and they'd sell it to all their friends. And so there are absolutely counterfeit knockoffs that are, if it's a Chanel bag and it's an in-demand bag, if you want a really good one, I think it's AAA. I think that's as I think that's as far as the A rating goes. I think I'm not for certain, but so don't assume that these are all just plastic junk. 2 men were arrested in the operation, in which a whopping 1.3 billion worth of fake handbags, shoes, clothes, and other accessories were stored away in boxes and on cluttered shelves in units at Gotham Mini Storage, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York said in a news release. We're not clicking on the news release. Do you, should you want to? Here, I will put this link in the chat. There you go. What's in the, okay. About 219,000 faux items were recovered in the joint investigation conducted by Homeland Security investigation agents and the NYPD. Then it gives these 2 people's names, Adama somebody 38 and Abdullah 48, allegedly ran the black market operation out of a storage facility, you don't say. From January through October, the feds alleged. What I'm curious in is how much money they think they made. I can tell you just by looking at this that these are not AAA fakes. I mean, that Burberry, whatever that, just a little FYI, even though I do not support this, if you have your heart set on a fake, if I can't talk you out of it, for the love of God, do not buy anything Burberry, please. Their shit always looks the most fake. It looks straight up plastic. And I think that is because Burberry is, a lot of it is very light colored. So if you've got to buy fake, which I'm highly discouraging, but if you must, please buy black or very dark brown. And the Louis Vuitton, typically, if you do not buy a AAA, let me tell you why it always looks so fake and you can spot it a mile away. It's the handles and it's the trim. Because on a real Louis Vuitton, the vachetta leather, which is that beautiful, like the color of honey, and it darkens over time. and it darkens because of the oils in your hands, the, just the atmosphere, etc. That's how the leather ages. But the counterfeiters, if you buy one of the cheap ones from the flea market, well, the handles are gonna look like white plastic, or, I'll give them beige plastic. So just, it's the little things that give it away. Just one of them is also accused of peddling counterfeit goods out of another location, meaning street corner. Hey, lady, follow me down the alley. As alleged, the defendants used a Manhattan storage facility as a distribution center for massive amounts of knockoff designer goods. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said in a statement, the seizures announced today consist of merchandise worth, it should say worth, they have a typo. New York Post, God, do better. Worth, not with, over $1 billion in estimated retail value. Now, wait a minute. I got a question. Retail value or street value? Because they are absolutely not the same. To me, there's no, and then if they meant retail value, well, which retail value do we mean? In the store or street retail? Because that's a bunch of plastic and polyester shit. So if this is the entirety of the seizure, then they must mean the same item in the retail store if it were real. But that doesn't make sense. I would assume they mean, I don't know. I would think they would have said street value. But then again, if they use retail value, well, then that $1 billion figure, that sounds much more impressive. Here's another thing I'll tell you. I should not be helping people. But if you're going to get a damn fake, get the best one you can. That's what I'm saying. But don't. But if I can't talk you out of it, here's something that they are known to do, because there is quite obviously an insatiable demand for this crap. You might want to insure, if you care about somebody who knows being able to, oh, that bitch is carrying a fake bag. If you care about that, just the counterfeiters are known to, well, they come up with their own counterfeit diffusion styles. Yes, they will come up with styles that the owner of the trademark and the copyrighted image, well, they don't even make. So that's just another helpful hint if I can't discourage you. I think we read that. Okay, it says about 219,000 faux items were recovered. Joint investigation. Oh, here's some more. I can tell you right now, whatever the hell that is hanging from this pipe, I mean, that shit straight up looks like polyester. The gold thing, that's atrocious. I'm sorry, even in a blurred image, this shit looks plastic to me. Yeah. It just junk. It's just junk. Photos released by the U.S. Attorney's Office showed units filled with thousands of counterfeit high-end handbags. I beg to differ based on those pictures. Of every color and design. Yes, unfortunately, some of those designs were never made by the real designers. Some clothes were hanging off the pipes in one room. Okay, so it's multi. Another photo showed dozens of unopened boxes on pallets. Oh, shit. Look at all that. Oh, damn. Okay, now I know why it said $1 billion. Wow. Ooh, don't you know somebody's pissed? They have lost all their money. So, of Queens and whoever of Manhattan were charged with trafficking counterfeit goods. Here we go. Homeland Security investigations use the arrest to illustrate the potential harm that comes from buying luxury brand knockoffs. One purse might seem harmless, but the production and sale of imitation products is far from a victimless crime. We will not allow opportunists to convert public warehouses into their own illegal shopping centers or to wreak havoc on the streets of New York City, nor will we relent in our efforts to combat transnational criminal organizations smuggling these items through our borders. Face maximum of 10 years in prison. I wish they would have gone into more what kind of things, what I hate to say industries, but for lack of a better, criminal enterprises. How about that? Trafficking of humans, drizzugs. I do believe there's laundering involved. Lots of I can tell you all, there are many. We need to do a whole thing on the secondary retail markets in authentic luxury items. But even some of the biggest ones that are legit, they have even come under fire for, I believe unknowingly, selling certain, most of it I think was Chanel. I know there was a lot of Fendi that was in question, Chanel, some Louis Vuitton. Bye Zen, have a great Thanksgiving. There are lots. Here's something I'm going to tell you. Do not waste your money on this and do not believe it. When I say don't believe it, I mean don't take it as gospel. So there are many secondary market resale sites for designer luxury goods. I will be happy to recommend several. I sell some of my own things. I've bought things. Some of the smaller ones, which are not any that I would recommend. However, that doesn't mean I'm telling you you shouldn't. If you find a smaller, secondary reseller, and if you've ever wanted to buy, I would say categorically stay the hell away from eBay. I've never purchased a bag from any of those types of sites. But here's something I very much know. There are these services. They call themselves authentication services. And a lot of sellers use them on eBay and other sites like that. And so basically and there's actually brick and mortar consignment shops that use them. I don't know why, because they're useless. It's just a money-making thing. So what these sites do is, let's say you want to buy a resaled designer handbag. And I mean, for the most part, it's Chanel and Louis Vuitton. So let's say you're whoever it is that's selling it to you, that you're considering making this purchase, whether it's a site on the web or it's an eBay type of site, or even a brick and mortar consignment shop. a lot of these people who are selling these bags will say, oh, well, we know this is authentic because we use an authentication service and they guarantee. So what these services are, well, you don't know what they are. They could be anything in the world. And there's been exposés done on these things. So let's say that I'm over on eBay or wherever, and I see this Chanel bag that I've just been dying to have, and it's priced, well, let's not use Chanel. Let's use something a little, because I don't think you can touch a Chanel bag used and beat to shit. You're still not going to touch one for, I mean, I haven't looked in a long time, but my guess, last I checked, maybe $1,000, and that is going to be highly worn and used. I'm talking ink marks inside, tarnished hardware, corners are going to be chewed up. It's very, very well loved and many seasons old. Although with Chanel, they're pretty classic and people don't really care. But so let's use this, because this is a bag that is still attainable used, especially if you just want the classic monogram print. Louis Vuitton Speedy bag. So let's say and the Speedy bag comes in, it used to come in 3 sizes, GM, and I think there was one other one. So let's say you want the middle of the road, just Speedy bag. For those of you who aren't terribly familiar with the names of the bags, the Speedy bag is what many people call the doctor bag. It is and that's exactly what it looks like. It's a classic top handle handbag. Looks kind of like a toaster with 2 handles. That's the shape. So, hey, Audacity. So let's say you find one and the price is good. And I would say if it was in excellent condition, just regular print, God, I mean, I haven't looked in so long, but I do not think that $700 is unreasonable. So let's just call it 700. Let's say you find this bag and it's $700 and you're willing. But how do I know it's real? Oh, we guarantee it's real. We had it authenticated through a service. Now, before I go any further, there are on the web, there are, and probably a shit ton here on YouTube, there are tons of fantastic websites devoted to nothing but showing you how, and I would find one that specializes not in authenticating every bag in the world, but the one you're interested in. So if you're in the market for a Louis Vuitton or a Chanel, you want it used, I promise you there will be tons of sites dedicated to nothing but educating people on all the hallmarks you need to look for that indicate that it's authentic. And there are many. Don't ever let anybody tell you that, oh, well, they all have XYZ, or if any of them don't have XYZ. No, don't believe that. Do your research, okay? If you're going to do your research to decide if you're going to listen to a Tragedy Pimps info, well, do your damn research if you're going to, if you're willing to lay out hundreds of dollars on a bag, and maybe thousands. So a lot of times that's what they'll say. Oh, you don't need to worry because we use an authentication service. Oh, you do? How's that work? Well, we send pictures of the bag from all different angles, the interior, the outside, the tag, the this, the that, the other. And then we pay them for the service. And then they give us this certificate with a picture of your bag on it to prove it's real. And they guarantee their authentication. Well, that may be true, but guess who doesn't give a fuck about their authentication? And I will save. Here's another thing I'm gonna tell y'all. Don't ever do this, because all it will do is embarrass you. And if you've ever gone into a Louis Vuitton store or a Chanel or Gucci, they're not quite as bougie in Gucci, but it depends on where it is. But the sales associates in Louis Vuitton especially are not known as the friendliest bunch of people. No, they're not. See, because they deal with very wealthy people all day, every day. So you could save your money up for 5 years, and finally you got the money saved for the bag you want, and you think you're going to walk into your local Louis Vuitton and they're going to, oh, hi, how are you? Can we help you? Oh, sure. You want, okay, just 1 minute, please. Let me go get one. No, chances are they're probably, if you don't look a certain way, they're probably going to ignore you for a little while, which is stupid, because anybody who's ever been in retail or in any business, you never know by the way someone looks. There's a fantastic story about a woman who walked into Bergdorf Goodman Fur Salon and happened to look like a homeless woman who was like, I'll take that, and I would like that, and I would like that. And the sales associate was ignoring her, like, oh, she's just some wacko wandered in off the streets. Well, no, she wasn't. She was an incredibly wealthy woman, and they would have lost the sale were it not for the first sales associate's boss, who came in and he said, I treated her like I treat everyone. And when she whipped out her Black American Express card, but they're known for that. Louis Vuitton especially is known for these sales associates. They develop relationships with their clients that build over time. See, a lot of people think that just because you have the money and you want to buy one of their products, that you can just, hi, Senorita, that you can just walk into the store and buy what you want. Oh, that's not necessarily true. That's not how it works. Because when they get so many of a release that comes in their inventory, they work on commission. And there's a pecking order. It's not as bad at Louis Vuitton, depending on what you want. If you want a classic bag, chances are you can just walk in and buy it. But if you think you're getting some hot new release, no, you can go on a waiting list, because they've already set, the sales associates, they have already set aside whatever allotment they get for their clients. So the more you spend and the more you develop a relationship, which is code for the more money in commissions they make off of you, well, the higher up the list you climb. And that's just the fact, that's just the truth. It depends on the market you're in, as to what styles they have. Freestanding store, boutique within a store, all that kind of stuff. And damn, isn't that a good business to be in? Like Hermes, you basically have to beg them to let you pay them, 20, 30,000 plus for a bag. God, it's a wonderful world. Gotta love capitalism. So do not ever do the following, because I promise you, all it will do is embarrass you. It has never happened to me because I've always known you don't do this. You can't do this. They do not do this. Do not ever believe that you can take a product into the store and say, can you tell me if this is real or not? Not only will you be embarrassed, there is a very high likelihood that they seize your item and you don't get it back. None of the designers will authenticate a bag for you. It does not matter what you go in and tell them in the store. And like I said, chances are very good that you will not be able to leave with the item you bring in if it is indeed counterfeit, because they own that. That's their trademark. They own it. So there's that. And as far as these services that say they guarantee their designation, well, yeah, that's great, but who gives a shit? Because the store doesn't honor your designation. And I saw an expose online one time that a lot of these people, they're just like, it's just some dude sitting in his living room looking at pictures. And there's all kinds of ways to fudge pictures. So do not ever fall for that. And they charge. Last I saw, which has been years ago, but the last I saw, it was anywhere from $50 minimum up to, I think, about $100 for them to look at your bag. I mean, for all you know, the store has one authentic bag in the exact same style that they're selling you, that they send to one of these Yahoo places, and they say, oh yeah, that's authentic. Well, how are you going to prove that? And Audacity. Wait, I saw somebody's Audacity. If you guys sell anything, take my advice on this. And anybody who's going to deal in any kind of secondary market items, but this happens a lot in bags. If you sell a product to someone, you go online and you order zip ties, and you order them in colors that you cannot find at Home Depot. Do not buy white, do not buy black, don't buy yellow. And they make them. Order yourself like a multi-variety pack colored zip ties. And when you send that bag out, you take pictures of that bag with those zip ties on it, and you tell the customer if the bag, depending on where you're going to sell. I mean, because here's another thing. People think that if they sell on these secondary sites, well, I don't have to accept returns. Well, I know that's what the little button says, but these sites care more. They're more concerned with keeping their buyers. Fuck the sellers. They figure there's a million sellers. They're getting the money. They're making the money. They need the buyers. You're always going to have sellers. So even though you may not think you have to take a return, people are very, you learn these things learn from other people's mistakes. But anyway, so you put zip ties on that bag, and you put them in places where they are readily visible. Because here's another thing people do. Unscrupulous people, they like to use these sites like rental services. So you get zip ties and you put them on a visible place on the outside. I think most people, like when you can, I've seen it where they take both handles and zip tie them together. And you tell the customer, well, you know, if you're going to accept a return, it must come with, and you don't tell them what it is ahead of time. You just say, the bag is going to come to you with security features. In the event of a return, security features must be intact. That's all you say. So, oh, exactly, Audacity, exactly. And I don't care what platform it is. They're all very buyer driven. So, but yeah, those authentication certificates, they are useless. They are pieces of paper and nothing else. Because so let's say wherever you're going to buy this and somebody says, look, I had it authenticated. And then you find out, well, because Mike, they're going to have to go to a lot of trouble to do it. I mean, I guess they could, but there's ways around that too. You can put things through the zip. You can put things in the zip ties, like, I don't know, maybe, well, there's ways to make it even more secure than that. And because you're not going to use zip ties too, they're going to have to be the same color, the same. Zip ties come in all different sizes too. That's so yeah. So, let's say that, here, look, it's authenticated, and you buy it, and then you go over to Crimes and Fashion's house, and she says, how much you pay for that bag? I don't know. I don't think that bag's real. Oh no, it's authenticated. Oh, I promise you, if you go back to that store and you say, you told me that this was guaranteed, it was authentic. Well, they're going to say, well, they say it is. So your fight is with them. And then they're going to tell you, well, I can't give you money for a bag you bought. And if you read the fine print, I'm sure it says somewhere that they're not responsible for X, Y, and Z. All I'm saying is there are plenty of legitimate, they're not services where you're paying them to authenticate anything, but there are plenty of educational websites of people who are collectors who've been collecting forever. There's sites that have former sales associates from all these stores who, and a lot of it is really just collectors and shoppers who will tell you hallmarks to look out for. Most Louis Vuitton bags, somewhere in that bag, there's going to be a little tiny rectangle about, oh God, it's maybe an inch and a half long. It'll usually be the color of the lining, and Louis Vuitton linings don't come in a whole lot of colors. There's moleskin, which is just the beige. It almost looks like ultra suede. The Neverfulls used to be done in like a stripe, brown and white stripe. Some of the epi leather bags come in red moleskin linings. There's not tons and tons of linings, but they will always hide what is called the date stamp somewhere in that bag. Oftentimes, the date stamp will be between two seams. Here's another way. These are just easy things off the top of my head that hold true for any Louis Vuitton bags. Louis Vuitton will never make a bag where at least for the monogram print, the monogram will not end where the seam is, like the piping that goes around the outer ends of the bag. Oh, there was something else that almost always holds true. I think every single Louis bag has a date stamp. I think I've never had one that doesn't. I'll bring one of mine in one day, and we'll look at different, things that hold true across the bags. I don't buy a lot of bags anymore, honestly. You know why? You know what's funny? I swear to God. And this is just like I don't know, it's just the evolution of, I guess it's just getting older, shopaholic, you get over it at some point. But I noticed my bags have gone from when I was younger, and don't get me wrong, I still like a big ass bag. But you know what I carry 95% of the time? My bags went from almost the size of a damn carry-all suitcase to a pretty decent sized top handle tote that's still my favorite style, in the crook of my arm. That's what I carry if I'm going out to eat or whatever. But if I'm schlepping around all day, hell no, it's too hard on my back of my neck. Then I went to a very small crossbody, and now this is hilarious. I have a keychain that holds credit cards. It's got several slots, and I put my phone in my pocket, or I use it. It seems like the older I get, the smaller my bags get. I will never buy one of those dumbass micro bags. Those are so stupid. Absolute dumb waste of money. Unless you buy one that to me is much more of a fad. And here's another tip. If you're going to invest in a luxury handbag, my recommendation would be always save you see those boxes over there? There's a Louis box, there's a Chanel box, there's a couple Louis boxes. If I open that up right now, the tissue paper is in there. The ribbon that the box was tied in is in there. I have a huge shoebox that I have to almost sit on to close the lid. That every price tag of everything I have ever bought, well, over the last, we'll say, 10 years, I save in that box. Always save. Any luxury purchase, no matter what it is, save all the tags, save the packaging, save the box, save the dust bag. And my recommendation would be to buy a classic style. And because like those little micro bags and things like that, that is not, when I say that's a fad, that is not interchangeable with capsule collection. A capsule collection is different. And those can be anything that is going to be highly collectible, like a limited edition release. Like, do y'all remember, I'm sure, 100 years ago, when the collaboration between Louis Vuitton and the artist Murakami, I can't remember his first name, the multicolor, there was the cherry blossom bag with the little smiling flower. And not all of that is still collectible. There are pieces within that line that were not released in as much quantity as the other pieces that are still very collectible. For people like Teresa Romer, who has a YouTube channel, she is the woman who can claim she has the largest closet in America. It's 3 stories tall and it looks like a luxury department store. And she is a trip. If you have never watched Teresa Romer, she's a trip. I used to watch Teresa when I was in beauty. Does anybody know Rich Lux? She and Rich Lux did a lot of things together because they both lived in Houston at the time. My Teresa Romer, you know who I compare Teresa Romer to? She very much reminds me in personality and the whole aesthetic. She is very much like the Queen of Versailles, the woman who, along with her husband, owned the largest timeshare company in the country. They're in Orlando. Teresa Romer, who? No, Mike, they are both women. Teresa Romer is got the largest closet, and Teresa Romer had her own company that she sold to someone bigger, and her husband's filthy rich. Teresa Romer has her own damn beauty salon in her house. Y'all think I'm bougie? Oh my God. I would park Teresa Romer's cars. What I like about Teresa Romer is she's really real. Teresa Romer's a lot like me. She's like, she's just fun, and she's not all like affected by, despite the fact that her house looked like a damn hotel. I mean, just she's a trip. She's very relatable, down to earth, not like a, there's plenty of that in that community, but and Jackie, okay, it's the Queen of Versailles. Her name is Jackie. Oh, Chris Cress. We'll play her for a minute. Hold on. Let me find Teresa. I haven't seen Teresa Romer in an age. And she would always have what she called an intern, which was just some lucky kid that probably got paid in clothes. When I tell you that her closet looks like Neiman Marcus. God, I hope she's still on here. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, Teresa. Okay, now here was my only, you know this, when I watched her, I would tell her, Teresa, girl, come on, you got to stop with the damn, you're going too far. You are going too far. Oh, well, here's one. Shopping for my new jet. Oh, how about this one? Okay, here we go. Oh, Teresa, girl, stop, please. I just love this lady. She's got the greatest personality. I'm going to share her channel. You'll like her too. You can't help but like her. I know, but bullshit. I introduce you to her. I get the intern job. Okay, hold on. All right, so there's Teresa Romers. She's doing too much.
So what do you think?
Face.
What do you think?
Yay!
Mr. Fabulous is liking it.
Oh my God, Mr.
So
Fabulous is still around. Mr. Fabulous is her gay husband. Well, it's not really her husband, but he's her gay, like, intern.
You can remember from our last video where Rich Lux and I went shopping, and of course we took Mr. Fabulous along because he was filming. But
he is still running around with Rich. Wait a minute, I got to see what the date is on this thing. Oh Christ, it's 4 years ago. No wonder, but that's okay. I just want you to see her closet. I promise you, her closet's only gotten better.
we went
I think she
clothes shopping and wig shopping. So
she used to be in, actually, wait a minute. Let me find you a better one where it's just her closet. Although every one of them says Oh, here we go. Ooh, Teresa's got a new closet. Oh, shit. A year ago? Okay. Teresa and Rich both live in Houston. That's how they got hooked up. Oh, look. Oh, yeah. Teresa got a new pad. Oh, this is downsized from her last house. I don't know if I want to see this new closet. I might want the old closet. Oh, it is Teresa. I'm sure it'll be fabulous. Okay, here we go. Well, this is going to be new to me too.
It gets hot. So
That's
it feels
Teresa's
really good.
beauty salon, I would imagine.
And they're quiet.
This is Lamar's closet.
Let me turn this.
Oh, you gotta see this.
It's all the way up. Shit.
This one. That's huge.
It's a nice closet.
I don't think it's as big as her last closet.
Oh, that good energy right here.
Yeah.
And then yours.
It's smaller than her other closet.
Oh.
Oh, maybe it's fine. I don't know. Her last closet was storage. Oh, God. Oh my God!
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt.
Oh my God.
My
This
sister's
is
exactly
crazy.
rich. Jesus.
Everything's displayed like out. Like,
Oh, unlike the last one. Hello. This one's nicer than the last one.
I
know.
I'm like, oh my God. And
Look
then,
at the champagne.
oh, the little rack. Okay. This is cute.
What's that?
This that you have these out almost like, maybe stuff I might wear for the week, stuff like that.
Bitch, she always had all her bags out.
You see
What are you
that, like,
talking
three more
about?
mannequins like that.
Damn,
You can
he's
just put
awesome.
stuff on it.
So
That's
see-
like the only thing missing is like a
So
mannequin.
you can see there's 4 missing poles
Yes.
here, and then there's like 8 over there. So we're still missing 12 poles. They've only been in
Girl,
backorder for
you
6
gotta
months.
stop with all this.
Wow. And the famous pieces that you have here, these are legendary, iconic bags.
She's just got a
And then
great
of course I have the
personality.
double glass
Like,
doors that go out to the rose garden.
promise. What?
We're still getting ready to put in a
If
fountain.
you've
out
never
here.
watched,
Where you want the fountain
So,
right in the
middle, yeah. So we've got to do the cement steps.
millions.
So when I have events, we can go inside, outside.
This house
And she
is
is a
significantly smaller than her last house. She used to do fun videos where she'd go to like Walmart or the dollar store. Of course, she's pulling up in a murdered out Rolls Royce, just like everybody else at Walmart. But honest to God, let me see, what is her sub count now? Oh, that's on Rich's channel. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, Teresa, she's just got a great person. I'm telling you, she has a personality like me, and you could be standing next to her at Burger King, and I promise you she'd strike up a conversation with you. Just I talk to fucking random people all the time. That's another way I know I'm getting old. My husband tells me, he's like, what are you turning into my mother? I'm like, yeah, I'm your mom. I'm my mom. My mom doesn't do that though, but I do. Like, I talk to people everywhere I go. And she does too. And that's what, she's just super relatable. Bye, Still in Leather. Have a good one. She's super relatable. It's like people don't, You know, I can tell you this. I guarantee you that she's got oh, she mystified me. She is so much more real than any of those housewives gangs. She really is. She's lost a child. She lost I think he was an adult, but barely an adult. And I can tell you that somebody like her, who I'm trying to frame this in a way that doesn't come off sounding, somebody like her who has material things, who looks a certain type of way. And this is not a, oh, cry or a river kind of thing, not at all. It's a good problem to have. But don't discount the fact that not, you don't even have to have what she's got, but anybody who's, you know, blessed in multiple areas, whether it's your looks, your checkbook balance, whatever it is, you sometimes have to work very hard to overcome what people think when they look at you. Who, you know, like, oh, she's a bitch. And I promise you, she would. I don't know her, obviously, but I think I see a lot of my personality in her. Like, I know people have preconceived ideas about me, but that's your problem, not my problem. And that just because that might be what you think of me, that doesn't make me what you think I am. And I just like people, and I will talk to all kinds of people, all kinds of places. I just find it fascinating. And I guarantee you she's the same way. And I think that's why, I mean, I would be surprised if her channel didn't have a few million by now. Hell, when I was watching her just a couple of years ago, she was getting up there in the hundreds of thousands. So, oh, Mama Bear, that's very sweet. Oh, and believe me, I would love to. I'd love to practice being nice, nice Teresa Romer style. Teresa's got one handbag probably worth more than my car. But yeah, that's the key, man. So many people get so like, you know, people assign things to you that you haven't even done because of their own insecurities or whatever. You get judged. But you know, just like the old lady that looked like a bad woman at Bergdorf Goodman. So, I'll find a video of Teresa's first closet, because that one is gorgeous. Oh my God. But the first one has been featured on every, like, Entertainment Tonight, Inside Edition, I think TMZ, all those shows have come to Teresa Romer's closet to do an interview. And somebody like Teresa Romer, well, and Jackie Siegel, that's her name, Jackie Siegel, the Queen of Versailles. You know what I find interesting about Jackie Siegel? And yeah, Jackie Siegel's pulling through the McDonald's drive-through in a show, kind of like Patricia from Southern Charm. But people relate to Jackie Siegel because she's relatable. She's a genuine, nice person, and you can tell. I believe that she takes great care of people who work for her, with her. And that's, she's been, when you're self-deprecating and you're not so full of yourself. Senoriza, I hope it's not just an old lady trait. I do find myself doing it more and more often. But Jackie Siegel, same type of thing. Oh my God. Her house. But what both of them will tell you, because Jackie Siegel has also lost a child, overdose. And Teresa Romer's, I think it was an accident. I don't think it was, I know it wasn't an illness. And what both of those women will tell you, who have every possible thing you could ever want. Jackie, enormous homes, every material possession, like you don't even have to leave the house, they'll send it to you. But we all have loss. And all of that shit doesn't matter if everybody bleeds red, and we all have losses. It's just a fact of life. And all that stuff doesn't make it doesn't make bearing a loss any easier. Hey, Forgotten Whispers, how are you? I was listening to you before I came in here too, about the Denali and the pink flowers. That was really cool. I kept going, yeah, it's a car too. Do you know, I didn't know until just recently that the damn Denali and the Yukon, well, they're not just random names for cars. Oh, Wispy, you make me feel bad. The last 2 times you've come in here, I've been getting ready to say goodbye. I swear it's nothing you said. I'm getting a bed sore on both ass cheeks, and I have to go make pumpkin cheesecake for tomorrow. Oh my God, I can't believe how late it is. So I'm gonna find Teresa Romer's OG closet, and we're gonna look at that, because I don't know, that one's quite lovely, but I don't know. I think I'm kind of, take these heels off. I think I'm kind of partial. Oh my God, I just disappeared. I just lost 4 inches at least, maybe 5. Put my cloudies on now. I should come in one day in my flats. My ugliest flats I can find. Well, it's the ones I'm wearing, the cloudies. I feel like I need a damn booster seat. So yes, I wish everyone a fantastic Thanksgiving. Whatever it is you do, whoever you share it with, I hope that no one will be alone or without a place to go unless you want to be. So, all right, with that, I will leave you. And today is Wednesday. Definitely will not be here at all tomorrow. And I don't even know about, I don't know. I'm just going to we'll take it as it goes, but I might just take off until Monday. Well, we'll see. But even if I'm not, if I don't produce any content, I'm sure y'all, after I melt my iPad from shopping, I'm sure I'll see y'all around. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate all you. Thank you, mods. I hope all of you have a fantastic holiday. Take care. Bye.
Father, you should know I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go.